You gotta stand on it.
But you
I will
standing on
do it. I don't
all.
want no.
Number 5.
Yeah.
I had to
Okay.
get a women's match. Bianca Becky. Bianca retains. Yes. Bianca Becky,
Oh,
2022.
Maurice and me both like.
At the bottom. That's 5. Bianca Becky, Bianca retains. I had to get a women's match. I don't think there's a better women's match at SummerSlam than that. I believe that deserves top 5 for that right alone. After that, it gets hard. It gets tricky. But for me, I'm going to go Shawn Michaels Triple H in 2002, the unsanctioned match. I really like the story there. Shawn Michaels and Triple H has always been one of my favorite duos as far as WWE goes, whether it's as a feud or as a team. I think this is one of their best matches that they ever end up having. I love Shawn's attire and the fit, seeing him in a different gene. You're seeing Shawn in a different environment. I think it's one of the more grittier matches that Shawn actually has. I just love this match. I love the finish. I think it's a great match all in all. I think it's one of the peak matches of SummerSlam. I think it's one of the great. I think it's one of Triple H's best matches as well. Not just a shout out to Shawn. Triple H was doing his thing. After that, this is where we start getting hard and pulling on strings. But for me, I'm gonna go Bret and Owen Hart, 1994. For me, it's the story. Those two guys. They put on great matches every time they're in the ring together. I believe this match is personally what their second or third greatest match. Honestly, that was really it's their second. It's their second because the better one is the Mania match is very good. But the steel cage, I just like seeing it. It's Bret Hart in a completely different environment. It's Owen Hart. They're pushing the panel. We got the technical wrestling. They're always putting on a great match. I think their charisma is always amazing. It's good watching Owen Hart being the brother, trying to overcome the brother. I like the aspect of their feud and rivalry all together.
That's what it is.
Next, I don't know how people are gonna feel about this one. This one's just a personal favorite. Rey Mysterio and Eddie ladder match. That was in what year is that? Rey Mysterio, Eddie ladder match. 2005.
The custody of Dom.
The year
Yes,
I was born.
my favorite match of all. Second favorite match of all time.
Personally, I think that story has weighed so much appeal. It has weight on Dominic today. It has weight on Rey and Eddie's story overall. Like that is probably arguably their biggest feud, honestly. I think it's really just one of the greatest ladder matches in my opinion. It's a situation where we got a great story, great match. Just everything was fully great when it came to that. And for my last, this is a personal favorite, and this is biased.
Wow.
Randy Orton's my guy. And I was looking for a Randy match. And Captain Charisma,
You
man,
found it.
and Randy,
Wow.
2011.
Dude.
I had to do it. It's Randy. It's the Viper. It's Captain Charisma.
Maurice.
This is arguably one of.
I knew it was going to be on his list.
It's Randy. I can't. That's my goal. I got the steel cage. This is one of Randy's best matches. Period. This is one of Randy's best feuds. Arguably a better feud than I ain't gonna say him and Cena, but it is one of Randy's best feuds. I think the match culminated great. I think the match came together great. The feud all together was great. I'm also a very big Randy fan, so it's gonna be top 5 for me, and it just happens to be one for me.
Wow.
Let them a peek.
Just because you're involved in a women's match doesn't mean we have to give you points for it. Kudos that you support women's wrestling. We also support women's wrestling, but wasting a top 5 spot for it just diminishes your credibility, brother. You saved your list toward the end, so I'll give you that. You shot maybe 35% from the field. You had an all right night, but to be a hooper, you got to do better, brother.
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you, just disrespectfully. I don't believe you had a bad match on your top 5, but I will say that I do not think any match on your top 5 is a top 5 SummerSlam match. I will also say that as much as I love, and I even popped when you said it, the Rey versus Eddie ladder match for the custody of Dominic, it's literally in my top 3 favorite matches of all time. That is not even close to the second best SummerSlam match. I will say that since you brought up what women's match compares, I would say if a women's match had to be on the list, which a women's match doesn't, Rhea versus Io versus Naomi was, I think, better than Bianca and Becky at SummerSlam last year. I will say that Bret Hart and Owen Hart match is very nostalgic for a lot of reasons, but if you're going to put a Brett match on there, you should probably put Bulldog, which also I don't believe deserves to be there, but the Brett and Owen Hart, the steel cage match, not ladder match, sorry. The steel cage matches, I just think, I find it kind of boring. I do not like, but I do understand the fact of how those kind of stipulation matches were used back then, how a ladder was more of a tool and then a weapon, and the same thing with the cage was the most difficult thing about steel cage matches back then wasn't, that we get to use the cage to beat each other up with. It was that we have to climb a cage. Like, physicality of climbing a cage was the story of the match rather than being in a cage and being locked from the outside and being able to just go in on each other. So I do understand your whole aspect with that. I like that you put Randy and Christian because you are a Randy fan. I wouldn't have put it on there, but it is arguably Randy's best match. It is a phenomenal match. It's pretty much all I really got to say. Besides that, I wouldn't have put any of those matches on my top 5. I don't think any of them are bad matches, but I do believe there's definitely, like you said, it's definitely your list.
This is absolutely insane that you could have. There are two matches that are must-haves on a top 5 SummerSlam match ever list.
Oh, I want to hear this.
And the fact that you don't have either one of them, but you have the gall, the nerve to walk up on here and talk about some Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. You had the balls, which I don't know how big they are, but they can't be too big. If Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch is going to be on the screen. Look, these are two matches that have to be must-haves on your SummerSlam top 5 matches ever list. One, not saying it has to be number 1, but one has to be Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk. I do not believe that you can have a top 5 SummerSlam match ever list and not mention Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk, at least at the bare minimum honorable mention. Like, that's the bare minimum. I definitely believe that you have to have a top 5 SummerSlam match ever list with Brock Lesnar and CM Punk. And the fact that you think that Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch is better than that is insane. I have a lot of questions too, Just. I haven't gotten them yet. No, hold on.
Just hear me out. Would you rather?
Wait, let's go get back to the host.
At a man or a woman? Answer me that question.
Hey, don't worry, we're not doing that.
Thank you.
Your whole list
I am
was
so
it. Your
glad
whole
that
list
you brought
was
that up, because the person I'm going to bring up next is a man that you cannot see. You cannot have a SummerSlam match top 5 ever list without John Cena versus Daniel Bryan. I think that's absolutely asinine. I think that's absolutely crazy that Bianca versus Becky Lynch crossed your mind before either of those matches. I'm fine with the Orton Christian. I'm really fine with Dom. I am super duper fine with the Dom versus Eddie SummerSlam ladder match. You saved your list at the end, brought it some credibility. But the fact that you started off your list at number 5 out of all the great SummerSlam matches ever, and you said, you know what? I'm going to put this baby on here because I am just he who is not him, because this list was not it. It's absolutely asinine, and your take is unjustified. It has no justification at all. It's absolutely ridiculous on how we are going out here having a list without Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk and John Cena versus Daniel Bryan not even being in consideration. It's absolutely crazy. 2 of the greatest SummerSlam matches ever that happened on the same night. They happened night to back, and it left the crowd wondering what match is better. Like, it's one of the only SummerSlams where you're like, yo, which one of these 2 stole the show? Because they both went out here and they did what you didn't do tonight, and they hooped, they balled, they looked in his prime. Little Jordan and LeBron James did a Dragon Ball fusion dance, and they combined to become George James. It's absolutely asinine how you do not have a Brock Lesnar Punk or a Daniel Bryan John Cena. There is something going on. And where you at? Ohio? Cincinnati? There's something going on in the Midwest with the water. Because it's absolutely crazy how you do not have a Brock Lesnar or a Daniel Bryan John Cena. I'm trying not to have an aneurysm. It's absolutely crazy that you just skipped past all those guys and you said, you know what? Give me Andre Iguodala. Give me Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. It's absolutely crazy.